Greetings, friends. While I am puttering away editing my Shopify video series, I will provide you with this little simpler one about small bolos that sold and why. Or maybe they're not bolos, I don't know, but small things that sold and why to inform your shopping adventures. Here's a few things from the past week or so, selected items that I thought had sort of interesting stories to some degree. All right, the first thing that sold is this Wired magazine from 2001 that has a thermographic cover. So this ink here, when you put your hand on it, it creates a handprint. It's heat sensitive, and it sold for $50 to Australia, and so the buyer ended up paying about $90 altogether, which is crazy, but cool. And this actually was something that belonged to me. I used to be a graphic designer, and so I was really into, magazines and cool ink technology and stuff. So I saved this. I actually had a subscription to Wired. I used to read it a lot, I guess. And I saved this because I thought the ink technology was really cool. And when I moved recently, I was going through the magazines that I saved, and I was like, why? And I thought I would pass this on to somebody else who would appreciate it. And it took probably 6 months to sell, but it sold for $50, which was really cool because that means they appreciated it too. Next are two ads that sold to the same person for the same kind of thing. This is a Bolo. These are ads for Whiting and Davis mesh purses. If you know anything about vintage purses, you'll know the name Whiting and Davis. They were famous for their, or still are, for their sort of chainmail-y kind of purses. And so there's this ad and this one that someone bought. These are both from Atlantic magazines from the 1920s, and I listed a ton of ads from those recently, and this is all the Whiting and Davis ones I had, and they sold to the same person for full price. Here's another similar but different story where the same person bought two postcards of the same view. There's this one, which is a photo, and this one, which is a painting, and they bought both these for full price. And it's kind of funny because this is the next town over for me, and I bought these at an estate sale in that town in Marblehead and brought them back to sell them the next town over, and somebody in Marblehead bought them, so they're going back through the mail. I just thought that was kind of cool. Next is this tiny gold flagon. By gold, I mean plastic. It's a Cracker Jack prize, though maybe it wasn't a Cracker Jack. It was maybe a gumball machine. I don't know. But these are surprisingly lucrative if you find them, and they're usually quite cheap. This is literally a 1-inch plastic little beer flagon. I bought a box, like a big box, for I want to say $70 something at Brimfield last year of these kind of charms, and I've only listed a few so far, and they don't sell super fast, but a few have sold, and yeah, cool. Look out for these Cracker Jack prize things. They're surprisingly collectible. Next, this is a gem tintype of a woman from the 1860s. And if you don't know about gem tintypes, they are super tiny. It's like an inch. They're really cool, but they're really small. And I had a bunch that came in an album I bought like, I don't know, 2-3 years ago. And they've been, a bunch sold really fast, and then the rest have been lingering, and this is one of them. And I believe this sold because I sent out an offer, and also because it's so cool. I love these. So just, I don't know, that's not much of a story, but it's a cool thing. Anyway, moving on. I included this. This is a postcard sold for 1850, even though it has this like damaged stuff going on. I just put this in because it's one of the examples in my my CSV video series where I kept going back to the first bunch of postcards in my file were these pinup ones, and I just wanted you to know that I did finish uploading those, and a few of them have sold. This is a thing. It's for model trains, and it's some kind of chip controller, BIMF decoder. I don't know what it is, but I did go to an estate sale a long time ago, a couple years, and the guy was a train collector. So of course there were these like, you know, train geek guys there buying the expensive stuff, and I just bought a sort of paper bag I filled up with weird random smaller train set accessories, like no actual train cars, but like the little people and little trees and little things like this that I didn't know what they were. And so everything except these has sold in the intervening time, but this one finally just sold, and it did sell. It was on sale and it sold for 40 bucks ish, which is great. I think, yeah, I had it for 50 as the regular price. So I was excited, and I do have a few more of these and a few more things that are similar. So I hope they also sell if I keep putting them on sale. But yeah, train set stuff's good. Here's a Valentine, which I included simply because it is Valentine's Day, even though I could care less about that. And this one I just wanted to show you because it's used and it's still sold for $9.50, and it was also glued into an album, and I pulled it out like rather ingloriously. So yeah, just goes to show that if they're cute and old and vintage, they can still sell. Usually I put these in lots, but this one I thought was pretty specific with the whole soda shop thing, so I listed it singly. Probably took a year to sell, but it sold. Here's another weird item that I don't know what it is. You know, I usually know what the things are, but sometimes I don't. So this is just something that was in a lot of other stuff that I actually wanted, and I almost just chucked this out because I was like, I don't know what that is, some army thing. And you know, it says US on it really faintly. It's got this kind of attachment. It's got a number inside, a snap. So like obviously this is some kind of belt holder for something, or a bandolier thing, or I don't know. But I decided to just list it, and with a very vague title. I mean, I don't even know that it's army. I was just guessing from the color. Belt or pack pouch, army green, heavy canvas, military, and it sold for $14.50. So whatever it is, maybe it would have sold for more if I priced it higher. Who knows? If you know what this is, tell me, because I would like to use the right keyword next time, if there is a next time. Here's just another thing I thought was funny. I sold this book, which is a kid's book that was actually mine when I was a little kid. I decided to get rid of some of those too in the move. I sold that book and I sold this book on the same day, and I was like doing the packaging, and I was like, it would be really funny if I mixed up who got what, but hopefully I didn't. Anyway, just, oh yeah, occult stuff. It goes like hotcakes, I tell ya. Creased books. Go for it. Another ad. This is also from issue of the Atlantic in the 20s. I have sold so many Hosiery ads in the past couple weeks, so I just wanted to point those out as a bolo, especially if they have really nice illustrations like this. Some of the ones I sold are even more attractive than this. They were like real. I mean, I almost wanted to hang them up, except I don't really do that. But yeah, these really great illustrations from the 20s, be they flappers or just, scantily clad ladies with their bobbed hair and their hosiery. They have been selling really well, so that's a bolo. This is a printer's block, and it has a photo image, a half-toned image, and it has this like carved Art Nouveau, I guess you'd call it engraving. No, it's like letterpress engraving, and it also has some type set in there, which if you look at the back, you can see where they pushed it through the block. So it's a pretty fancy printer's block, and I bought this a really long time ago. This is again something that was mine. I don't remember where I bought it or why exactly. I'm sure it was something to do with my nerdy typography, whatever thing. But yeah, it just kind of had some weird memories associated with it. Like I had this okay, TMI, right? But I had this ex-boyfriend, and he said when he saw it that it was really ironic that I had it because I reminded him of Nero. I don't know. It was supposed to be a compliment, but I thought that was a really weird thing to say. Anyway, so I decided to sell it, and it sold for $60, which was exciting. I think I maybe could have got more if I waited longer. Yeah, I took an offer really fast. I had it up for 70 something, I believe. Or like 80, I don't know. But anyway, whatever. I kind of wanted it out once I decided to sell it. And I think it is a very cool item though. Next, this is another Cracker Jack thing, but not from the same buy. This is a Cracker Jack bear postcard. The back is a postcard, but it's longer and skinnier than a regular postcard. I think these were from, 1907. I guess I knew at the time. And it's got the sort of baseball and bears and Cracker Jacks and postcard, like all those intersecting Venn diagram of collectors thing going on. And this sold pretty fast for asking price of $57.50, even though I have seen these sell for $20, the same exact one. So there's a lesson about, pricing high if you think it's worth it. And what is last? Oh, this is a great one. So this is an exciting sale. So I bought this at an estate sale, and it was the last day, and it was like they're trying to get rid of the little junk that was left, and it was all you can carry for $40. So you could fill a bag, you could fill multiple bags, you could like hold things like whatever, as long as you could move out of the house carrying the things, you could have it all for $40. So granted, this is at the end and there wasn't great stuff left, though I did get some really good stuff. So I picked this up because it was filled with pen nibs, like dip pen, and I use those for drawing. So I was like, oh cool, a little tin of old pen nibs. So I just picked it up, and I put the pen nibs in my other thing that I store them in, and I had this sitting there. So I looked it up, and lo and behold, this is a really good pipe tobacco tin. I didn't know, not something I usually sell. Other ones of these have sold between 1 and 200 that were really faded and sad. This one is apparently in awesome shape and is really collectible, so I sold it for over $200. That was so fun. It was so exciting. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that you should look stuff up even if it seems like it's just a thing that holds pen nibs. Okay, I'm sniffling. It's cold in here. It's dark in here. It's time to go. But I hope that was at least entertaining, if not helpful, and that you have a fine evening, and thank you, and take care.